What's up, guys? It's Parnellyx. Merry Christmas Eve to everyone watching this video. Merry Christmas as well. I hope tomorrow is fantastic. As for your New Year's, I hope it's awful and it's the worst day of your life. Now, in this video, we're playing Warwick top lane against Fiora, and we're gonna smash a Fiora, which I believe is on everyone's Christmas list, which is good. This is actually a matchup that I have expertise in this matchup. Like, this is a skill matchup that I win almost every single time versus Fiora. There's someone on my friends list that always wants to 1v1 me. He's a Fiora one trick, so I always get to 1v1 him. Well, I don't 1v1 him often, but I've done it enough that I just know how to approach Fiora in the early game, and I also know how to use my E properly so that I can avoid her reposts most of the time and end up just winning out in trades all the time. This is a matchup where, like, whoever gets ahead stays ahead. So it's really, really important that you don't fall behind, because otherwise it's just kind of unwinnable. But if you get really ahead versus Fiora, she can't do anything versus you, because all she can do is duel. And well, frankly, all you can do is duel as well. Also in this game, so against Fiora lately, what I've been doing sometimes, it's really good against enemy team comp here, and that's why we're going it. I'm looking at the comp as a whole, but I've been going Bork more often versus Fiora. I think Divine Sunder Rush is really, really good versus Fiora. It's very, very good. But I would only go Divine Sunder versus, like, if the enemy team is really squishy as a whole. I think that Bork and Lethal Tempo here is not only gives me a little bit more reliable dueling against Fiora, even if I fall behind. Although, I guess if I'm ahead, it means I'm squishier, which means there's more risk of, like, maybe at least ganking me, for example. But generally speaking, it does give me, like, you know, pretty solid dueling potential overall. But it also gives me great team fight against the likes of champions like Swain, you know, for example. And I'm running Ghost this game as well to help make use of my Lethal Tempo and Bork. This early game, I'm just trying to... Well, right now, I'm terrified of Elise. As you can see, she's actually kind of, like, invaded our Kha'Zix's red side. So I'm trying to focus on letting this wave bounce back. Okay, we actually see Elise now, though, so it's no big deal. But yeah, I'm just trying to play the wave right now. Honestly, something I've realized, I won't say recently, but something that I've realized about Warwick top lane it's a problem that I have always fallen into, is I try to play the wave state too much. Like, I try to get this early freeze off and make it work. I think letting the wave bounce back to you and trying to go for a freeze if you can is great, but you don't need to force it. Like, at the end of the day, your goal in the early game as Warwick is to just win trades. Literally, like, it's win trades. It's actually two things. Win trades, don't die to ganks. Win trades, don't die to ganks. If you do everything you can to make sure that you're safe from ganks, and then that you are taking good trades and focusing on that by itself, then that right there will not happen to you, and you won't embarrass yourself, which is great news for everyone involved. So I definitely fall behind. Like I said, this is a matchup that you do not want to fall behind versus. If you do, it becomes a bit tragic. And right here, I'm trying to trade inside this wave, which is just never going to work. I have to let the wave bounce back and just kind of deal with it that way. But it ends up being kind of okay here, especially with Kha'Zix coming around to the gank here. Fiora is too pushed out, and Kha'Zix ends up securing the kill. Kind of sad that I didn't get the kill. I remember being kind of mad about that, but to be honest, I died. I got solo killed, so it's not like I can really complain about that. And then I see, well, Elise tries to sneak into the bush, doesn't manage to get into it in time, so I'm just sitting here and whacking her to death. This right here is Warwick in a nutshell, boys. This right here is pure top tier Warwick gameplay, and if you don't like it, then I'm gonna need you to leave, because that right there is what we play Warwick for. That right there is actually not what I play Warwick for, but it's not the main reason I play Warwick. I like Warwick's Q more than anything, more than his lifesteal, but that's always a fun time sometimes, especially if it gets an early game champion like Elise that's just meant to be annoying. I'll always take just you know, taking her out. I'll always take, you know, punishing her for ganking me. Punishing junglers for camping you is awesome. So you actually managed to cut off this Fiora here. This actually goes a little bit wild here. So Elise tries to recover this again. Can you imagine? Can you imagine what Fiora's thinking right now after Elise just runs it? She just had a 1-0 lead on me. Elise just runs it 2 times in a row. I mean, you actually see in the chat, she says open top GG. And I have the wave bouncing back. I recalled, I got a recurve bow and lifesteal, because once again we're going into Bork. I actually generally, I think I prefer going pickaxe over the vampiric scepter, honestly, but because I had a longsword I was sitting on, I obviously had to buy this in the price point. But if I only had like a recurve bow and I had 900 gold to spend, I think I would actually prefer, generally speaking, buy a pickaxe because you get more damage out of it. And the extra lifesteal is, well, actually the extra lifesteal is good as long as they don't have like anti-healing. But usually they're going to have anti-healing, so that's when it's just not as good. Right here, we're just setting up a freeze. There's nothing too complicated. She said, I think at this point I was thinking that Fiora AFK'd, and she didn't. She didn't AFK. Maybe she did for like a minute or so. I'm not entirely sure, but I was just kind of just chilling up here. I can't remember if she was sitting in a bush or something. But we're just holding this freeze. I mean, if she is AFK, then, you know, we're not going to freeze for too long. Like, if she doesn't show up for 3 minutes, we'll start pushing. But we don't have any good pushing power right now anyways, so we might as well just confirm, ensure that we have a good lane state. And, yeah, just kind of chill here. Because, I mean, at this point, obviously, Fiora cannot fight us. She cannot fight us at all. We have her ult up. We have Ghost up. We're up, like, 2 or 3 levels on her right now, I think. And there you go. She's back. Level 6. I'm trying to fight in this wave. I probably should have softened it up a little bit, but I thought that I was just so far ahead that it wouldn't matter. And I just have to make sure I don't get reposted here. Go back to the minions, lifesteal a little bit so that I just don't risk dying. I still, with my ultimate, I auto-attacked. Oh my god, that was awful. With my ultimate, I took too much damage fighting in the minion wave. I whiff my ultimate, and then I auto-attack a minion there, and we still get the kill. We have to burn ghosts for it, but you know that right there is just clean gameplay. That's why I'm high elo. We recall. We get our Bork, and the Bork power spike on Warwick top lane, or Warwick in general, really any champion in general actually that gets Bork. It's night and day. Like half of Bork's damage is not through its stats; it's actually through its passive. So that's why like finishing Bork is so. It's just such a ridiculous power spike. One of the problems with Bork is, of course, the fact that, yeah, building into it kind of sucks. It's not the worst build path or anything, but it doesn't feel that good. But once you get your Bork, everything changes. Absolutely everything changes. You can see, like, look at me. I'm poking this Fiora under turret. And I'm just trying to set her up for a dive. I'm at the point, I mentioned this in previous videos with Warwick top lane. There's a point where, usually after you finish your first item, when you're ahead, that you don't want to freeze anymore because you can just push the wave under turret and just tower dive your enemy. You might have to whittle them down a little bit, but you just do this. There's no reason to freeze the wave because freezing is all about getting a lane advantage when you win trades. You freeze when you win trades, but don't have a. But you also just like can't, you know, kill them under turret, right? But if you can kill them under turret, you just start pushing. Part. Unless you're worried about the enemy jungler, and in this case I'm not really, because Elise, I mean, she does do some damage to me, but she can't go into melee range of me or else I just kind of shred her, so her damage is kind of limited. And with that wave state, it was neutral, so we recalled, we had teleport up, teleport back, and we get Merc Treads this game. Yeah, we're going Merc Treads. I don't build Merc Treads that often. I don't know if anyone's ever noticed that. I rarely build Merc Treads, and I'm not sure if I'm just hinting. I think I might be hinting. So I want to experiment with it a bit more. The thing is Merc Treads just doesn't feel good to me. That's why I like CDR boost so much, is they feel good. But feeling good and being good are two different things. So, but I definitely know that Merc Treads are really nice here because they have a lot of CC, they have a lot of magic damage. It's a really good combo. So yeah, right here, Swain did a little lane swap, and I couldn't go for that at all because of the fact that I had no ultimates. So when Swain or Ghost, so when Swain pops ultimate there, I just die. Simply put, like, there's no. Even if Elise wasn't there, I still just die. Luckily, after they drop Rook Rift Herald and get the top lane turret, we're able to make another few picks top lane. And we're just going to start farming away. Actually, I cleared out the wave and I'm looking mid because I noticed that Varus and Ashe are low in health. I'm trying to get an ult angle here. I'm going to press R before I get slowed again. So otherwise, it'd reduce my ult range. And it would also knock off my W. Get a shutdown on the Ashe. I'm kind of looking to stay around here for this red buff because, you know, why not? Well, the reason why not actually is there's a very clear answer to that. They have people around. At least it's obviously heading this direction. But I was just flirting with it, just in case. You know, I'm willing to walk away. And we managed to get Dragon as a consolation. I mean, I guess it's not really a consolation prize. I think you'd rather have Dragon than red buff, right? But we don't get the bonus prize of red buff there. But it's fine. We're not going to greed it. Especially considering that we're personally ahead. We're kind of the carry of the team. We can't afford to be making greedy plays. If we're behind, we could afford to probably go for more greedy plays and be annoying. But we're here to actually carry the game. So that's what we're going to do. Once again, same strategy. Looking to push in the wave. I actually should have slow pushed this wave in. I shouldn't have fast pushed it. Because now Fiora can farm for 300 turrets. If I slow push the wave, that gives me more time to whittle her down. But... And, oh, I took too many turret shots there. Should have only taken one. If I can Q auto and take a turret shot, it's always worth the trade. But if I take 2 turret shots, not entirely sure about that. I still managed to push this Fiora off the turret at least. Force her off the dive. So it's not the end of the world. And I know she's recalling this bush. I was thinking about ulting her, but I know that she probably... Yeah, she started to recall a while ago. So we're not going to force the ultimate. Shove in the wave. And I'm not sure if we look to invade here. Or we're looking to... Yeah, we're looking to do an invade. That's what we're looking for. You know, the Parnellyx is on the Herald, so we're going to go cover his Herald play. Oh yeah, I remember what happens. So what happens here, I see this Elise here, and I just, for whatever reason, I feel compelled to just end. I hate that I only have 2 deaths. It's actually ruining my day. It's ruining my Christmas. I need to go in there and get my fix of inting. So yeah, I don't know what that was about because clearly there was like, I know I only saw Elise, but there was she obviously had teammates nearby, so there was just no chance of that ever working in the world ever. And it was stupid, to put it lightly. But we got another fight coming up here right afterwards. And I got my Jack Show, by the way. So I just got my Jack Show. This ultimate by me was clutch. I ulted to avoid the stun from the Ashe arrow. And I am doing work in this fight. My damage is great when I with my fully stacked lethal tempo and Bork. And I'm unkillable with Jack Show and all this life skill that I have. Of course, we can't really turret dive, so I'm trying to, like... I want my teammates to engage. I don't know what the Silas is doing. He's obviously not dealing damage to the Swain. So we're trying to walk away, disengage, and do Dragon, I think. Is it Dragon that's up? Yeah, Dragon's up. But, I mean, Silas is just kind of doing his thing here. It's whatever. He's got Yumi on top of him. It's just not really going to result in anything. But we got a nice clean team fight there. The red buff's up again. But I don't think I can... I'm learning my lessons from last time. I don't think I'll be able to get it. And I think I just decided to just teleport top lane because I noticed this huge stacked wave. Well, it's not huge. It's big. It's a big wave. There's different levels, right? There's huge and there's big. Big is smaller than huge, but it's still pretty nice. We can go ahead and grab this as well. And yeah, we're gonna be going into a Witsin next. Witsin is our next item because of the fact they have so much magic damage. Plus it's a great in combination with lethal tempo and Bork. And I can just, like, I'm looking for DPS right now, right? I'm looking for more DPS so that I can shred the Swain and the Fiora and the Elise. Because I'm probably not going to be diving. We already have an assassin in the team with Parnellyx anyways. After pushing out top lane, I'm just, like, looking for... Well, I don't even really push out top lane. I was just simply looking for a pick somewhere. Parnellyx is also looking for one. We managed to get one. Yeah, in the mid game here, like, I could have just pushed out the lane, but... There's no reason to do that, really, when, like, we have... Like, I can kill anyone that runs into me. So I might as well go for the pick there. Or look for a pick, even if it wastes a minute. The risk reward is just worth it. Try to do a turn on this Baron here. That's the plan. But somehow it goes horribly wrong. I don't know what the deal was there. I think we were just split up too much. because that looked like a fight that should have resulted in us acing them and getting Baron. But our Parnellyx is really fed still, so... And, well, frankly, we're still ahead in this game. Coming back, we're just going through mid lane, trying to make plays with our team. I decided that nothing's really happening, and also our Twitch was recalling, so I decided to just go ahead and push out top lane when nothing's going on. But Parnellyx gets a little bit caught out here. Luckily, he has Yuumi and invisibility, and I figured, well, you know, they just used a lot on this Parnellyx, which means I can do whatever I want. I got Ghost Step, so I can chase people down, and I just start, you know, doing what I do best, and that's whacking them. I think, do we even... Oh, yeah, so this play actually kind of goes back. I get a little bit greedy here with a dive. I take more damage than I think I would have. So, yeah, this is the Varus. The Varus, I did not expect Varus to burst me there. And then my Twitch and Stylish just kind of went in there. I start complaining. They complain at me. But Parnellyx does manage to get a little bit of a clean up here. Because he's really, really fed. He's got the Yuumi on top. And it's an Ashe and a Bear, so they're not really going to be able to fight against a 20-1 Kha'Zix, you know? I don't know what his score is. Oh yeah, so we actually, right after that fight, I TP bot for the farm. That last one gives me a meaty flank here. And the reason this works is because my Jack Show, man. I know I just pressed E. My E maxed out. That's why we maxed E second, boys. Maxed E seconds. Gives us more time to stack our Jack Show. And we just do not take damage. We do not take damage at all. Perfect setup. And I can always... I still have the damage to be able to shred one person as well. So it's not like I'm lacking damage. I'm unkillable. And I deal like more DPS than most people in this game as well. So... Oh yeah, we end up killing this. My Premiere Pro just like started freezing, so I couldn't actually see what happened there. Sorry, I'm doing post-game commentary, so if I do remember, yeah, Fiora just kind of walks up and dies. We're going for a bot lane siege with the Baron here, and I mean we're looking to end the game at this point. So I just go ahead and finish off this turret, looking for the flank in this Elise. I hate Elise. She's one of my least favorite champions to play against in the game, so I'll take any opportunity I can to get in on some kill participation on her. I think the game is just kind of ending. Yeah, we can just end this point, but obviously there's kills, and I have Ghost and all up, so I might as well go for some kills here. Looking for the Varus, gonna follow up on the Swain, and there's nothing they can do. It's just inevitable doom while my team decides to end. They end up FFing. I do get the kill on the Varus. We fail to get the kill on the Swain. And that is the game. 11-5-9. A really solid, clean Warwick game. And I'll show you guys the stats at the end. But happy holidays once again, guys. Appreciate you guys for watching. Let me know what you want to see in the future. And later, have a good one.